Advanced Class 20, término do quarto módulo, tá? Deve ser um business discussion do business article. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
How are you, Fab?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
I'm very good. And thank you for asking. How about you, and Mr. Roberto?
Oh, thank you for the mister. Makes me feel a VIP, okay? Yeah. Next time you call me sir, okay? Then I will be much better. Okay? Just kidding. Sir is a title that is only given by the Queen of England, okay? Like Sir Elton John, okay?
Okay, I got it.
Claudia, how are you, Claudia? Fine? Erica, I hope you're
I'm fine, teacher. Thank you.
Good. Let me see who else is here. Regina, hello again. Isa,
hello,
how are
teacher.
you, my dear?
Hello, teacher.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm a little bit tired because I spent all day outside.
You spent all day, you spent.
Yeah.
Not past. I spent.
Okay.
Time and money we spend. I spent all day outside.
Okay, I spent all day outside.
I wish I could have done that, but I don't know why. It's raining cats and dogs today here, okay?
Hi.
But
it's hot as hell.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's fresh.
Good for you.
Yes.
How are you?
Thank you, God. Good, good. In general terms, I'm very well. Okay. Erica, good to see you again. Me, good to see you again. Regina, the same. Eric. Okay. Now you got a competitor. Eric's dog was also watching the class with him. Okay. A big Labrador. Okay.
Yeah.
Called the Nescau. Okay. Yeah, it's chocolate color, I think. It's caramel. Caramel.
No, caramel's mine.
Yeah, that's the name of yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the color of the hair, I think, is caramel. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Did we have a chance to finish reading the article about global warming yesterday? Did we do, I don't know, can you update me?
It's missing some questions.
Yeah.
Only.
7.
Okay. Okay.
Number
okay.
7.
Okay. I love having students that have a good memory because your teacher has lost his a long time ago. Okay. Number 7. Okay.
Too noisy.
Now,
could you share your screen, teacher, please?
Claudia. What is the matter with you? What is the matter with you? That's not your job, okay? It's Carol or Raquel that does it, okay? Raquel is traveling. She's in São Paulo.
Oh.
Okay. Trees play important roles. Claudia, can you ask Fabio this question, please?
Choose the answer the best complete the sentence below. Trees play important roles in preventing global warming, absorbing carbon dioxide and pumping water into the atmosphere. Thus, finally, as a result, including.
What do you think would be the best answer to complete this sentence, Fab?
Oh my gosh, I missed the another class, but I think is letter C as a result. No?
I don't know. Do you guys agree with him, or does anyone have a different opinion?
I
I
think
guess
it's D.
D.
D,
Okay.
Yes.
including.
Yeah,
As a result, I
Fabio.
think it's possible also.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. You don't have to apologize. Just read
Okay.
up. Trees play important roles in preventing global warming.
Including,
Okay?
okay.
Including absorbing carbon dioxide and pumping water. As a result, we
É
would
como
introduce
resultado.
a
Yeah.
consequence.
I got
Yes,
it.
so it doesn't make, yes. So including is the best one. Finally, no, and thus is also a consequence, okay?
I got it.
Yes, so the best one is this. Could you please ask Isa question number 8?
Lisa, how does carbon dioxide increase the Earth's temperature? Right answer. Written answer.
Teacher, I guess you hate me sometimes.
That's why I chose you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like you said me once. On the contrary, baby, I chose you because I know you are very smart and you can answer that.
Okay.
Payback time.
Okay. Because when the gas go out from the earth, they keep stocked. They don't fly away. They just keep there in the atmosphere. They don't go out. Is that right?
Kind of. They're not birds. They're not birds to fly away.
You can
they
make a
don't go
design,
away.
Isa.
They don't
Yes.
go away.
Isa, maybe I can let you, let me see. I don't know how I can do that. Optimize, no. Maybe I could share the screen and you could draw it for us.
Yeah, the greenhouse effect.
Yes, maybe you can do a better job than I did. Okay.
It's real?
Actually, they don't fly away. Okay, getting stuck, it's okay. Or trapped, that would be the perfect verb. Remember,
Trapped.
they get trapped in the atmosphere, and as a consequence of it, they don't let the heat reflect back into the space. Understand? They trap the heat. Okay.
I forgot about the.
Yes, but the fly away is only fly away.
No, I want to mean that they don't go away. They keep stuck.
They get stuck.
Get stuck.
Yes, get stuck. Now, can you please ask Erica the next question?
Okay.
That's a good question, huh?
Erica, what means? Oh, sorry. What is a feedback loop?
Feedback loops are processes that help amplify or diminish certain changes.
Wow, you
Wow.
see what a difference it makes when you study for the class. Okay, yes. Feedback loop, it's a process that helps diminish or increase a certain, what was the word you used?
Amplify or diminish certain changes.
Okay, very good answer. Okay, very precise. Okay. Now,
Okay.
Erica, could you ask, let me see who's sitting next to you. Regina, the next question.
Yes. Regina, how can REACH produce more heat? Use information. Heat. How can heat produce more heat? Use information from the passage to support your answer.
Oh my gosh, I didn't do the homework.
Okay, you have a chance to skip, give it to somebody else. You can choose one and give it to another person. Okay? Yes. Just pick one there. Oh, you got Fabio, you got Claudia that was here.
Oh, people,
Okay, me.
guys,
You
please
can ask
help
for the.
me.
Yes.
Help me.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Fabio
Oh.
wasn't here yesterday. What's the
Yeah.
answer? Who knows? Mr. Malinovsky, me, do you know?
I don't know.
Oh, teacher, I don't know.
Nobody knows? Isa?
I
Erica?
know.
I see.
Yeah.
I knew it.
When the Earth heats up, ice begins to melt. As ice melts, this reveals more of the darker colored land or ocean water, which doesn't reflect heat but absorbs it. So less light is reflected back into space, causing the climate's temperature to increase. As the world gets hotter, this causes the ice to melt even faster. This increase in temperature causes still more ice to melt, which causes the world to get hotter.
Okay, I think there was only one little mistake. When the
What
part
is it?
that you mentioned, something into the space. Can you read that part again? I think the only problem was there. I think it's not the right.
So less light is reflected back into space.
Reflected back into space.
Into
Okay.
space, causing the
Yes,
climate's
yes.
temperature to increase.
Yes, I think you forgot to read the back. You said reflect into space. Yes, because you're right. Now it's okay. They are not reflected back. They don't go back. They are trapped. Understand? And then as a consequence, they return to Earth and more heat is absorbed. And as a consequence, more ice melts and as a consequence, it gets hotter, okay? It's a looping, okay? So did you understand? Everybody understands now what happens? You see, as the Earth, I can write down here, gets hotter, more ice from the caps, let's say, is melted. As a consequence, it reviews more darkened areas in these oceans or lands. And these areas don't reflect the heat. They absorb it. And as a consequence, the Earth gets hotter and more ice melts. And the cycle continues. Okay? Right?
Right.
I will try to find on the internet, but of course not for tonight, an article, probably the most impressive article that I have ever read concerning this global warming. It was written by that French explorer Jacques Cousteau, okay, saying, forecasting, in his opinion, how the world would probably end as a consequence of this. It is amazing what is triggered, you know, the effect that this continual warming can cause. Because first, if the sea level increases, what is going to happen in Floripa, for example? What is going to happen in Recife, for example? In
Flood.
Salvador, flood.
Flood.
Flood. Yes. All coastal cities, only in Brazil or around the world,
Around the world.
Around the world.
will be flooded. And if they will be flooded, do you think people will be able to continue living there?
Oh,
No.
No. So where will they have to move?
to the center?
Yes, or inland, right?
Yes.
By having people moving inland, we will have less space for planting, right?
Right.
If we have less space, less food is
Producing.
going to be produced. And people will start starving. You know what means starving?
Yes.
When you are extremely hungry, okay? Because imagine, the majority of people around the globe, not talking only about Brazil, I'm talking about the globe. Do they live inland or coastal areas?
So where?
Coastal areas.
So we are talking about what? Maybe 1 million people moving inland, or we are talking about maybe over 1 billion people moving inland? If you consider the globe,
A billion people.
at least.
Yeah.
Because Hong Kong, Shanghai, you know, Sydney, London, all the biggest cities in the world are near the coast. New York, okay, Seattle, Los Angeles, Rio, okay? And all these cities will be flooded and people will move inland, so we'll have less space for planting. Now, if the temperature, you see, temperature, we don't say temperature, we say temperature.
Temperature.
Yes, there is a silent syllable in the middle. Temperature of the ocean keeps increasing. As I told you yesterday, many species of plants that live in the ocean will die, right? Now, they are underground because they are alive. But if they die, they will surface. Understand? Understand what I'm saying or no?
Yes.
Yes.
And they will come to the surface. And they will practically, planks, corals, they will surface and they will practically cover vast areas in the oceans. Now, if they cover the area, vast areas in the oceans, do you think like fish will be able to survive?
Probably no.
Probably no. And then billions of fish will end up dying. And also, when they die, they come to where? To the surface, and they float. Like every time there is a chemical leak, we see tons of fish floating on the water, understand? And then first the plants, and then the fish. But the problem is the fish on the surface, they will absorb the heat absorbing the heat, they will start rotting. Understand rotting?
No.
This is when the food goes bad, you know?
Yes.
And what happens when the food is rotten? They produce a nice odor or a very bad odor.
They stink.
Bad odor.
Okay, a disgusting smell, odor. And these will push people even further away from the ocean because they won't bear the smell, the stench. Understand? And then more people will move farther away from the ocean, inland again, and less space. I have to show you this article. It's a very impressive article, okay? I'm not going to be a spoiler and tell you the end, but it's a very amazing article about how he predicted, how he forecast, how he foresee, okay, the end of the world because of global warming. So this is a serious problem. And do you think most governments, they are taking actions to prevent this?
No. No.
What's the name of the
Effectively, no.
Effective actions? No. Yes.
No.
Because when you start taking effective measures, as Mi has said, this means that the plants will need to pollute less. And if they pollute less, that means they will produce less.
Yes.
Understand? So imagine if they shut down all the thermal plants around the globe. There's going to be a collapse in the energy generation. Okay? Like certain countries, like I don't remember if it was Germany, a few years ago decided to shut down all the nuclear plants. Okay? And then what is the alternative there? Eolic energy produced by the wind. Okay, that is producing very well, but it's not enough. So they need thermal plants because not all countries in the world have like a water system as good as Brazil. Understand? Brazil has excellent conditions to have hydro plants, but in Europe, I don't remember ever seeing one hydroelectrical plant in Europe. They are either nuclear or thermal.
Why?
Understand? Huh?
Why, teacher?
Because in order to have a hydroelectrical power plant, you need to have adequate conditions. Understand? The river must, let's say, flow down in a certain angle. We have in our class, but unfortunately, his microphone doesn't work. Mario Eduardo is an engineer specialized in heavy construction. Maybe he could explain this to us much better than I can. In spite of being a civil engineer, okay, I'm not a specialist in this area. But what happens is that you need a river that flows down in a certain angle, and then you block this river here, building a dam, D-A-M, okay? And this will hold the water. And then the level will increase. And then when you open the gates, the water falls into the turbines and that rotates producing energy. Understand?
energy? Yes.
That's
Like,
what happens in Itaipu. Okay?
Itaipu.
Yes, that's a very good example. The lake of Itaipu behind the dam is huge. Okay? In the United States, you do have some hydro plants like Hoover Dam near California in the state of between Nevada.
Nevada.
Yes, it's not far from Las Vegas. You have Hoover Dam. It's also huge, but it's one of the few hydro plants in the United States because most of the rivers are so flat that it's not possible to dam. You know, you need to have a certain fall, okay?
Yes.
That's the idea. Okay, we're done. I will try to find this article written by Jacques Cousteau so we can have an idea. And what I would like to do right now. We have seen in the past 4 weeks a lot of interesting topics, a lot of very updated topics and articles from famous newspapers like CNN, The Guardian. What I want to know today is there anything that we studied in the past 4 weeks that was not very clear to you, that you still have doubts about it? Okay, because I would like to use the rest of the time we have to discuss possible doubts you might have. We have talked about the use of adjectives to improve your vocabulary. We have made a complete review of all the verb tenses in the past, present perfect, okay? We have seen a lot of things. Just for you to have an idea, let me see if I can find here what we have studied in these past 4 weeks. It's a huge amount of information, a huge amount. I myself, I was impressed when I wrote down everything we studied. So my question is, was there anything that you did not quite understand? Oh, I saw here, we reviewed all the important verb tense, simple past, present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, and past continuous in all the possible forms. We talked about the importance of passive voice. We saw some interesting CNN breaking news, okay? And then we talked about the business idioms. I remember something that I told you I would probably show you in class, but I ended up not showing. Remember that I told you that one of the most common business idioms is getting so much use that people are recommended not to use it anymore? Remember this or no?
Yes.
Think outside the box. You
Yes.
see? Can you see what is on the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Fabio, can you read that for us?
Think outside the box. There is nothing really wrong with this phrase, but it is being used and so many times. You can keep it simple and like innovate, innovate it and find usual solutions.
Unusual.
Find unusual solutions or even came up with creative ideas.
Creative.
Creative
Ideas.
ideas.
Go,
If you're going for clarity.
Clarity.
Yeah, nunca ouvi.
Yes, clarity. When you want things very
okay.
clear. Yes.
Yeah.
You might want to stick to brainstorm if you're trying to find creative solutions at work. And you might as well think outside the box in how you use language too.
You see, I got this from a university professor in the United States who is a personal friend of mine. He's a linguistic PhD at the University of Madison, Wisconsin. And he sent me these because he thought maybe Roberto is going to like these, all right? This is probably the most common word used nowadays in business English, okay? Because everyone needs to reinvent himself or herself in this. In Brazil, I would not even say post-pandemic stage because you are still in the pandemic stage. Understand? You have not even overcome the first wave. Here they are already talking about second wave. In Brazil, we are still surfing in the first wave. But this became a very, very commonly used expression. We gotta think outside the box. We gotta think outside the box. And you see, like it's written here, there is nothing really wrong with this. If you are participating of an English meeting, you can say, yeah, but in order to finish this project, we have to think outside the box. Everybody's going to get the idea. But because of the use has been so redundant, it has been used so many times, and now they are going back to the old days, just like, hey, we gotta innovate, okay? Or we have to find some unusual solutions for these. Or please just come up with creative ideas, okay? Understand this? Or if you're going for clarity, like Fabio said, I've never seen this word. Yes, you can just go back to the old brainstorm, okay? Or do you guys have any idea how do they call a brainstorm in Minas Gerais in Brazil?
No.
No idea?
Brainstorm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that should be the right word, okay? But once I heard it from one of the directors of a multinational there, Mali. Mali is a German company that produces piston rings for cars. And the guy said, we gotta organize a toró de parpites. And I was, pardon? Toró de parpites. Brainstorm. Storm is a heavy rain. Brain, okay, a toró de parpites. And I said, what are you talking about?
Palpite.
Yeah, a toró de
Oh my
parpites.
gosh.
It took me like 5 minutes to understand what he was trying to say. Like I was, what is that? A toró de parpite. Like a Hesse, you know. I said, I'm sorry, I don't get it. And then he said, a brainstorm. I said, Jesus Christ, how can you come up with a toró de parpites? Okay?
Cara, I also hear that.
Yes,
Oh my god.
yes, it's the old brainstorm. Okay, I think
Toró
everyone.
de palpite.
Have you guys ever participated of a brainstorm?
Yes.
Everyone just says what he or she thinks about it, what he or she thinks it should be done. Okay, even if you listen to a stupid thing, you as the moderator of the brainstorm, you are supposed to accept everything and write it down on a board. Understand? Even if you eliminate it later, you cannot just say, no, not that. No, never. You are supposed to write down everything and then you discuss. That's why it's a brainstorm. You put your brain to have a lot of thoughts, okay? But you see, think outside the box. It's being used too much. And even Americans are tired of it. So they're just going back to the old days, just saying, hey, man, we got to innovate in this case, right? So my question, I'll go back to my original question. Concerning everything we talked about, is there anything you would like me to review it? Is there anything you'd like me to draw it for you so you can understand better? Because look, you see, this is the list of the things we have studied in 4 weeks. It's a lot of things. Fabio started in the second week, so you missed the first part here. Yes.
This is not my fault.
No, yes. Okay. I think there was some misunderstanding. I don't know.
I didn't know, and I chose my date, and I schedule when my day started.
Yes.
Just it.
Yes. There was another guy that the email with the link went to his spam box and he didn't find it. He only started 2 weeks late, so he also missed a lot of things. Okay. But anyway, looking here, was there anything that didn't get very clear for you?
I think the rules are clear. I think the problem for me is difficult to use this, the correct construction in a conversation, this kind of thing. It's difficult to think about the rules and utilize in a conversation.
And use them, yes.
Yes. This is hard.
Okay. My suggestion, what should you do? Maybe you should, get a notebook, just like I use it a lot, a notebook, classical paper, make a summary of the tenses, like when should I use this in this situation? Try to come up with your own example. Understand? Like, for instance, the simple past. What is important to remember? It's only used to talk about an action that happened at some definite time in the past. You remember the time and the action. That's it. So once you say, I saw these, you have to mention the time. Okay. So you see, if you do this abstract, understand, if this summary and create own examples for every tense, like what would be the major difference? Who remembers the major difference between simple past and present perfect?
The simple past, you know exactly the time when the action happened. And the present perfect, you don't know exactly.
You don't know, or you don't want to talk about, okay?
Talk about the specific detail, specifies the type.
Specify, yes.
Okay, specify the time.
Yes, for instance.
But both happened in the past.
Exactly. Even though the name is present, it means that the action happened at some indefinite time in the past, or I don't want to talk about the time. Maybe I can even come up with a good example to explain that. Some time ago, a friend of mine was getting married, and his reception was going to probably end up late. And he privately talked to me and said, you know what? I'm only traveling tomorrow night, okay? I'm taking a plane. And I don't think I have conditions to drive to São Paulo after the reception, okay? Because he had drunk a little bit. So I will probably stay in a motel, because it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning tonight. And I get up tomorrow morning and I just go to São Paulo. And in the place where the reception was, in the city where it was taking place, there are only 3 motels. A very bad one, an extremely bad one, and a bad one, okay? And he said, but I don't know which one I should go. And I remember having told him, well, choices are not good, but if I were you, I would go to Status. okay? Because it's the least bad one, okay? It's not the best, it's the least bad. And he said, how do you know that? Okay? That's not the kind of question usually we ask a friend, understand? How do you know that? Yeah, especially when we are talking about a motel. Yeah, I told him, I've been there. That's it. You see? I've been there. It means I have the experience, but don't even think about asking me when, okay? Or
What
any,
station?
exactly, or any other question. I'm just telling you it's the least bad because I've been there. That's it. Finish the conversation. He said, okay, I'll take your advice and I will stay there. Okay? You see, sometimes I do, at the time I did remember the time, but I didn't want to talk about it. Understand? That was not important. That was not pertinent to talk about it. Like, oh, stats is, it's okay. I was there last weekend. Oh, very good. No, 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 no. This is too much privacy. Understand? So, and then we have the present perfect and present perfect continuous. Many people also confuse. But as I have mentioned, many times it is possible to confuse because they have the same idea. Understand? So if you say, I've been studying English with Roberto for 5 months, or I've been studying English with Roberto for 3 weeks, like in case of Fabio, or I have studied English with Roberto for 3 weeks, or I have studied English with Roberto for 5 months, nobody is ever going to question you if that is right or wrong, because both are perfectly okay. The idea, the difference here is only that sometimes if the action is really temporary, it's better to use the present perfect continuous. Like I said at the beginning of the class, and I don't know if you paid attention, I said, it's been raining cats and dogs here today. That means usually it doesn't rain, but it's been raining cats and dogs today. You see, so probably now I can't hear because it's a double door, you know, so due to insulation for the winter time, we can't hear any external sound. I don't even know if it's raining or not, and I can't see it from here. But it's in the afternoon when I was not giving a class, I noticed that it was in the afternoon, it was raining a lot. And concerning the day, it has been raining a lot today. Okay? And then we had the past perfect and the past perfect continuous. Here is absolutely clear in my mind. I don't know if you guys know how to use this correctly, because this is a piece of cake for me. Do you have any problem or no? Claudia?
I
I
guess.
don't remember right now. I have some notes that I did in the class, but I don't know.
Okay, okay.
I don't
So,
remember.
okay, so
Yeah,
I
I
have
have my.
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
Every week, I spend, especially on the weekends, I spend a lot of time thinking about what to teach you. Why don't we invert the things? Why don't you send me an email saying, teacher, I have a lot of problems concerning this point. I will collect all the emails from Fabio, from Mario, from Claudia, from Isa, from Carol, from Regina, from me, from Eric, and I will pick up everything. It's gonna be an online toró de parpites, okay? A brainstorm, okay?
Brainstorm.
Yes. No, listen, it's an idea. I want to know your opinion. For instance, teacher, I would love to see in your class this song. as long it's not os menudos, understand, or something like that, I can find a way. Okay, I love giving a song when it has to do with what we are studying. There is a certain connection. Okay, so no funks, please, because they are not connected to what we do here. Okay, so if you send me an email, everybody knows my email because I email you every week. So just email me back saying, teacher, how about if we discuss this? How about if we discuss another point that we have never discussed? What do you think, Fab?
I think it's a good idea, and will do it. I'll do
Okay.
it, and it's work for me.
Okay, Claude.
I think it's great.
Go ahead, Fab. Finish. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I think my trouble in some situations and English skill situation is about preposition.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's my trouble.
Okay. I think I have a very good way to teach prepositions. Okay. I developed a circle of prepositions where you can visualize all of them in the same place. So write it down for me. Understand?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you do this, teacher? I'd like to learn something concerning this point. Or teacher, can you bring up an article concerning, I don't know, women's liberation? Okay. Whatever. I'm open to suggestions. That's the point. Understand?
Great.
And if you do this, what am I going to do? I'll just sit down, write down your ideas, and I will develop something exclusive for you guys. And next Monday, we can start on it. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
teacher.
Okay,
Great.
Regina.
Okay, teacher, great. Teacher,
Erica.
what's the name of the article about the climate? Do you said before?
It's from Jacques Cousteau.
Yes, Jacques Cousteau.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, from yeah, that guy that
What's the name?
explored, Jacques Cousteau.
The famous guy.
Very famous. Yes,
Yeah.
French
famous.
guy.
Is he died?
Yes, he
Yeah,
has
yeah.
died.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Concerning the end of.
I don't. You don't share?
He's sharing, but it's not appearing.
No, I'm not sharing. I'm just Googling.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's why I'm not sharing, okay? I'm not selfish, okay? I just forget sometimes. But now what I'm doing is I don't remember where I read this article, but I remember that I was like, oh, you know, I was shocked, okay? And I will find it. That's something I really would like you to see. His forecast of the end of the word, okay?
Okay.
I will find it. I don't know how, but I will find it. Okay.
Use some keywords, teacher.
Yeah, I did, but I'm not a PI as you are.
What's the article about?
It was the end of the word according to Jacques Cousteau.
Okay.
Okay.
How he predicted the word was going to end. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The water plant, the undersea. You found it?
No,
you
no,
found the,
no.
Okay.
I will find. I will.
I will find. Look for.
I will find. Look for.
I will look for. Okay. I will try to find. Yes, I will try to find. There is a documentary about this, but documentary is many hours. So I will find the article. Okay.
Okay.
So, can you do this? Can you waste 5 minutes tomorrow before going outside to expose yourself to the wonderful sky and sun?
Virus.
Virus. Yes. Just spend 5 minutes, drop me a line. Okay, that's a business expression. Drop me a line saying what you would like to study next week. And then I will collect all the information from everyone here today. I will put up in a new material, and next week we can start talking about it. Is that okay?
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Have a nice weekend. I see you all next Monday. All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right,
Thank you.
teacher.
Have a
Thank,
nice
thank you
nice
for
week.
classes.
Thank
Bye
you
bye,
for
everyone.
watching the class. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye
Okay?
bye.
Stay
Bye-bye.
safe.
Bye,
Okay?
guys.
You
Bye.
too.
You too, teacher.
Bye
Yes.
bye, guys. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.